If you've been doing ab workouts but still feel your lower belly sticking out or your back pain is still hurting, you're probably missing one of the key muscle groups, your deep lower abdominals. These muscles do not only help in flatten your stomach, but they also help in the foundation of back stability. Today, we're going to show you 4 of my favorite exercises, ones I teach in the clinic every day that activate your deep core the right way. And you can do all of them right from your home. So I'm going to preface this video because we always say you've got to look at mobility before we get into stability. And so this video, we're not going to talk about anything mobility-wise. So if you're getting some back pain and you're not able to activate those deep core muscles, and when you're doing these, you don't feel anything through there, you've got to get to someone that understands like what is going on, because you've got to fix the mobility piece. The mobility, or there can be like adhesions, different things that, shortening of the muscle that we've got to look at before we can get things firing. Because if you can't fire something correctly, it means that, your body is shut off because something can't move. You're going around something. The body doesn't want to fire correctly in order to do that activity because it can't, because it knows if it does, it's going to hurt. And so our body will do exactly what you want it to do. It wants to do what you want it to do, but sometimes when things aren't moving correctly, then your body will go around things, or it won't allow you to actually fire things. So that's why I want to preface this video first, before we get into some of these exercises, is that we always look at mobility first before we get into stability. So the exercise that we're going to look at, these are great ones because it's going to kind of force you to use those lower abdominal muscles. And we're going to go into 4 of my most favorite ones. Before we get into the first one, you want to make sure that we can actually activate that deep muscle. So like, if I'm lying here, a lot of times people want to they're going to be like, yeah, flex to be able to do it. You shouldn't have to flex. You should be in a neutral spine, and meaning that, and a neutral spine is not flex and it's not super arched, it's somewhere in between. And we should be able to activate these deep core muscles by drawing the abdominal muscles kind of down and in. And so we want to start in this place so we can actually feel these actually working. Now, the first exercise that you're going to do, so you'll go in, show you a couple ways of doing it, and you're going to get these to activate, and you're just going to march. So you're taking it and you're toe tapping. So now the farther way that I go, the more that you're going to feel. I can't because the thing is blocked, but you can go in and tap really far out to feel those deep abdominal muscles. Now, if this is too hard and you don't feel like you can maintain your body, you can take your hands underneath your hips and hold it. So it's going to help hold that pelvis, and you can get those muscles. So when you move those legs and you go out far, you're going to get these lower abdominal muscles. You're going to feel them to really work on them. So again, you want to make sure you activate those muscles. You can put your hands underneath your hips, and you're just going to toe tap. As you toe tap, you're going to feel those lower abdominal muscles the next day. Now, harder version, again, is being able to maintain that pelvis while you are tapping. And so that's just a harder version of it. So that's the first one. And you can do things, if you go in, you can do things where you speed it up. So you're going to have to maintain that at a faster speed, or just start out with, you can bring one leg down, bring it up, bring it down, the other one, bring it up, bring it down. There's a lot of variations that we can do with this, but when you move those legs, you're going to get those lower abdominals to start to fire. Now, another one that I love using a band because it really forces you to use those abdominal muscles. So you'll take your legs up. Again, you can put your hands underneath your hip if you need to. You want to draw in the belly button so that you get those lower abdominals working, and you're just going to pull the leg towards you. Pull towards you. You'll start feeling this, and you can have the legs down and pull like this. It's going to make you activate those lower abdominals too. I like better where you're just kind of pushing and pulling. So when you do that, it's making you, because you're having to stabilize those lower abdominals in order to pull in as you kind of kick. So you're going to get those lower abdominals to work as you use a band. Using a band is another great way to just feel it. You don't want a lot of resistance with it. You really want something that's going to be light so that you can get those abdominal muscles to start firing. Now, the next one that's another, again, a really good one. I'm just going to turn this direction. Using the Pilates ball. So this can help like really protect the back because you can be in a good position in through here to support it. And you can do things where you can start coming back, coming up. That's going to get those abdominal muscles a little bit higher. But if you go in and you kind of go back and you kick the leg out, again, the legs are going to be the reason why you're going to feel those lower abdominals. You can do heel slides where you slide it out and slide it back in. Slide the leg out and slide the leg back in. And you're going to start feeling those lower abdominal muscles working and firing. So again, it's another great way. It helps kind of protect the lower back as we kind of hold this position up. So it feels actually really good. And you're just going to be able to feel you activating, again, your core a lot better when you have a little bit of extra support there. So again, this is another great exercise that you can do. And I'm going to show you the last one that I love. I'm going to do it up here. You can do it on like something that's a little bit elevated. The higher you go, the easier it's going to be. The lower you go, the harder it's going to be. So meaning you can do it on a table where your feet are on the ground and you're in a plank on a table. That's going to be a little bit easier. Or you can go a little bit lower where you're having to hold a plank up like this. So I love doing these kind of things because now you're having to pull those abs, those lower abs up as you are working on holding that lower ab against gravity. So it works great. And so you can just take a little towel roll and just start out. You'll put it on one leg. You'll hold the plank, again, pulling the abs in, and you're just going to slide the leg in, slide the leg out. Again, it works on those lower abs. You can do the same thing on the other side. Slide the leg in, and it's like you're just trying to pull those abs in as you are sliding the leg in, sliding the leg out. So if I'm just doing this, I'm just using my leg. You're literally trying to pull from your abs. I'm trying to pull from here to pull that leg in so that you really can get those lower abs firing. So these are all great activities, and if you want to do, you can just put yourself on a timer for 30 seconds, for a minute, where you're just really working on the form and really trying to work on that connection, those lower ab connections, so that you can work on maintaining really good stability for that lower back once we've improved all those mobility things. And I'd say just put yourself on a timer for 30 seconds or a minute, or if you want to work on more endurance, do it a little bit longer. So that and some people, you may only be able to do like 15 seconds of it. That's okay. You're starting somewhere, but I'd rather you start slow and get you feeling it versus just going through all these exercises and not feeling anything. Because sometimes it takes a little bit to get that connection, to understand what muscle you're trying to get to activate. And the more that we can activate this, the more those stomach muscles are going to start lying a little bit flatter. And the better that your back is going to feel once we, again, improve the mobility. We go start working in some stability so that you just have, better control through your core muscles, which helps us with everything that we do in life. So your abs, you don't actually need to crunch in order to get the control. When you use your deep core muscles, when it fires correctly, your lower abs will actually flatten, and it will help your spine with that stability that has been a missing link. Consistency matters more than intensity. Aim for 3 to 4 times a week. And if you've been struggling with lower back pain and you just can't seem to flatten your abs no matter how much you work out, it's time to retrain your deep core. These 4 exercises are a great start, but if you want a personalized plan that gets you to the root cause of your instability, schedule a discovery visit at Empower Physical Therapy. Click on the link below and learn how we help people move, feel, and look better naturally. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. Next week, I'll be breaking down the 3 top core exercise mistakes that make back pain worse, and you won't want to miss it.